You thought narcissists only popped up in romantic relationships. What if one was living right next door, stirring up lawn drama, and manipulating the whole neighborhood? That's the wild ride you're in for when your neighbor is a narcissist. So, let's dive into this, shall we? You're going to want to stick around for this one, especially if you're into psychology and human behavior. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up there. You don't want to miss any of our juicy content. Alright, let's jump right in. 5 signs your neighbor might be a narcissist. A neighbor can seriously make or break your living situation, right? It's all about that vibe. You want to be friendly, but you don't have to let just anyone into your life. You see your neighbors regularly, and you might even build a relationship with them. But what happens when that neighbor isn't who they seem? Here are some signs that might just scream narcissist. About your neighbor. 1. Always craves attention. Do you notice your neighbor always has to be the center of attention? It's like they have this radar for the spotlight. Narcissists just can't help themselves. They crave attention and will do anything to be noticed, even for the smallest things. You know the type they love to brag about their kids, their house, their jobs, anything to make themselves look better than everyone else. So if your neighbor is always chatting about how great they are, chances are they might be a narcissist. 2. Boundary issues. Ever had that neighbor who just doesn't get the concept of personal space? Maybe they're always borrowing tools or other items but never return them, or they just waltz into your yard whenever they feel like it? A lack of boundaries is a huge red flag. They think they're above everyone else and can do whatever they want. And it gets worse, they might pry into your personal life or try to control your actions. It's like, whoa, buddy, back off. That's a major sign you're dealing with a narcissist. 3. Looks down on others. Narcissists have this twisted belief that they're better than everyone else. They'll find sneaky little ways to make others feel inferior. So if you catch your neighbor looking down on you or subtly pointing out your flaws, they might just be a narcissist. Picture this. They might mock your home improvements or criticize your parenting style just because they think they know better. It's their way of asserting dominance and putting you in your place. Not cool, right? 4. Manipulates the community. Narcissists are like puppet masters, and they often use their skills to manipulate their neighborhood. They might spread gossip or rumors to divide neighbors and form alliances. They know how to play on people's emotions, convincing them to do what they want, whether that's agreeing with them or turning against someone else. The goal: gaining power and influence over the community so they can feel on top. It's a classic narcissistic move. 5. Legal manipulation. Does your neighbor love to weaponize rules and regulations? Whether it's parking regulations, noise ordinances, or HOA guidelines, a narcissistic neighbor will find any legal means necessary to control their neighbors. If you have an issue with them, you can bet they'll be the first to point it out and tell you are in the wrong. They can't just follow the rules. They have to make sure everyone else does too. And don't be surprised if they take you to court over the smallest things, how it affects you. Living next to a narcissist can seriously mess with your mental health and overall well-being. Here are a few ways a narcissistic neighbor can affect you. 1. Constant stress. Just walking outside can become a source of dread. Every interaction feels like a potential battle, and that tension takes a toll on your mental health. You might find yourself dealing with anxiety or other stress-related issues because of the constant strain. It's like living in a pressure cooker. 2. Feeling watched or judged. Narcissists love to be in control, and one way they do this is by keeping tabs on their neighbors. It's like you're living under a microscope. They'll judge your every move, making you feel self-conscious. This constant scrutiny can be incredibly draining. You just want to enjoy your life, but instead, you feel like you're always on display. 3. Isolation. Narcissists are pros at turning others against you, creating a hostile environment. You might find yourself feeling isolated and alone, which can be tough. It's hard to find support when those around you are part of the problem. You might start to feel like you're living in a bubble, cut off from everyone else. 4. Emotional exhaustion. Dealing with a narcissist is emotionally draining. Their mind games and manipulations can wear you down over time, leading to exhaustion and burnout. You might feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, which is mentally taxing. It's a heavy burden to carry, and it can really take a toll on your overall well-being. How to deal with it. If you suspect your neighbor is a narcissist, it's super important to take steps to protect yourself and maintain your well-being. Here are some tips on how to deal with a narcissistic neighbor. 1. Set firm boundaries. Let them know where you stand and what behavior is unacceptable. It might feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but being firm and consistent is key. You can set verbal or behavioral boundaries, and sometimes even legal boundaries might be necessary. Don't be afraid to stand your ground. 2. Don't try to change them. Here's the thing. Narcissists don't change. Trying to reason with them or appeal to their sense of empathy is like talking to a brick wall. Instead, focus on protecting yourself and maintaining your own boundaries. It's all about self-preservation, you know? 3. Keep records. If the harassment continues, it's a good idea to keep detailed records of the incidents. Jot down dates, times, and any witnesses. This documentation can be super useful if you need to involve authorities or legal counsel down the line. It's all about having your ducks in a row. 4. Avoid emotional battles. Narcissists thrive on conflict, and they love to get a rise out of you. Don't give them the satisfaction of an emotional response. Stay calm and composed when dealing with them, and try not to engage in arguments or debates. It's all about keeping your cool. 5. Build community with other neighbors. Strength in numbers, right? If other neighbors are also dealing with the same issues, consider working together to address the situation. You can support each other and come up with a united front. There's power in community, and it can make a huge difference. Closing message plus call to action. Narcissists aren't just lurking online or in relationships. Sometimes they live right across the fence. Know the signs, and protect your peace. Have you ever dealt with a neighbor like this? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments below. And don't forget to check out the full video linked in the description for more information. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Remember, understanding narcissism is crucial in various aspects of our lives. While we focused on neighbors in this video, it's important to recognize that narcissistic patterns can pop up in different relationships too. We highly encourage you to watch more videos related to narcissism to expand your knowledge on this topic. Click on these related videos to keep learning about narcissism and its effects in various contexts. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments section. Your engagement helps us create more insightful content. Thanks for watching.